All right, welcome again. Another important topic: migration to of NOC version 2016 to 2021. So lots of debate, lots of uncertainty, and many discussion about that. How we are going to migrate. So there are people who are in a different situation. How to cope about that, and how this is going to impact you depending on your progress in PR journey. So today I'm going to tell you, according to your situation, what action do you need to take, and should you be worried or should you not be worried? Because there are different situations, there are different people. Despite the scores are high, the cutoff is very high, still people are getting the invitation and they are nervous what is going to happen on November 16, 2022. All right, guys. So first of all, I would like to say that we are going to discuss here migration from NOC version of NOC version 2016 to 2021. This is something not new. This is new for you because every 10 years the entire National Occupational Classification Code goes through a major overhaul. So this is going to happen again. You are worrying because you are into Canadian immigration altogether. You have recently started the journey, or you are not there when the last changes were happened. So there's nothing to worry about. At the end of the this video, you would be able to take action, and you would be able to know that what needs to be done in your specific situation. All right, let me discuss one by one according to your situation. For example, uh, start with the tier. What is tier system? This is going to be the new system is going to be based on training, education, experience, and responsibility. So some professionals would be divided into new NOCs. For example, there are the NOCs in which multiple professions were covered, for example in marketing, public relation, and others. So they would be segregated in different NOCs, and the draws are going to be based on the new NOC version 2021. Okay, depending on your situation, where exactly do you stand, it is going to be, if you have received an ITA before November 16, 2022, no action is needed from your side. You would continue with submission of your application as if nothing happened, and you are in the same situation as you were previously. For example, if your NOC is 2174 and you got it in ITA, and you are in the process of submitting application, please go ahead with this, and you would be able to see that there are no changes, and IRCC does not expect you to make any changes in your application. Everything would remain same, so you are the one of the person who would remain unaffected by this. All right. Second situation could be that you have submitted your application. If you are able to submit your application before November 16th, that means you also don't need to take any action. You would continue with the NOC on the basis of which you got an invitation. That means for you to, no action is needed. The first category who received an ITA, the second category who would be able to submit their application before November 16th. There are only handful of people, I understand, because there were only few thousands of ITAs issued in last few months. So I know I'm not talking about the majority. Majority is stuck with within the express entry pool. So what about them? How they are going to cope up with that situation? That is the main problem, that how those people are going to handle their situation. Okay, two important thing that they need to come up with. For example, if you are in the pool and you have chosen an NOC, you exactly don't know what to do in this situation, because November 16, what exactly would happen? If you don't take an action, if you do not take any action, rest assured your profile would be rendered ineligible by the system. So there is an action needed in your case. That means you will have to take an action. What action is needed? You will log into your express entry profile. Okay, and you need to make two changes. If you remember, if you have created profile yourself, you would remember that system would ask you about the NOC at two places. One, The system would ask, when you start questioning about your work history and profession, it would ask, what is the primary NOC on the basis of which your PR application would be based. That is where you also enter the date when you first graduated or obtained a license to practice that profession. Remember? So this is a place that you are going to change your NOC according to the new nomenclature, according to the new classification. Previously, the NOC code used to be 4 digit. Now it under tier structure, it is going to be based on 5 digit codes. A lots of it's sometimes it will, depending on your NOC, it may be easier for you to find your NOC code in the new version, which exactly represents the work experience that you are going to claim, while other may struggle. But that struggle should not last if you continue to watch this video, and would learn that it is not that difficult to find out what is it all about and what changes you need to make. First change, that just as I said, that you need to make change where the system asks, the express entry system, the CIC account asks you that what is your primary NOC. Okay, the new NOC on the basis of which you are going to base your PR application, you will change your NSC here. Instead of 4 digit code, you will be choosing 5 digit NSC new code. And secondly, if you remember, you also, when in the work history, you would enter your work experience one by one, where the system would ask date, title, NOC, employer, city, and other things, and work hours. So that is where you would be choosing the new NOC code. Okay, for example, if your express entry profile contain more than one NOCs, that means you have to change all your NOCs. uh, there can be situation when people claim work experience under different NOCs, but of course their primary NOC can only be one. So you need to make changes in the two places. One, the primary NOC. Second, the work experience. In the work experience section, you, depending on the number of experiences that you claim, you will have to change the NOC. All right, that's it from Express Entry Pool side. But I would like to share another thing. Let me see if I can add value to that, because I would like to pull up something for you and present that. If you hold on for a while. Okay. All right, here you go. So you now your screen, you can see that this is the national ESDC official page. I will post the link of this the official link under in the description. So if you look at this, there are many versions available over here. Right now, you would choose an NOC based on NOC 2016 version, but you need to migrate to this one. So the search criteria remains the same. That means you will have to choose your NOC. You can choose your NOC based on two things. For example, finance manager. Okay, I'm still searching in 2016. Okay, this is how you would search finance or financial manager. Okay, so you can search based on your job title, and if you already know your NOC, you can search using your NOC code. Okay, similarly, nothing has changed in version 2021. All right, so but we are so used to version 2016 that we precisely know that what is the NOC for information system analyst and consultant. That means if I change the version, we will have to first search by the title. So in order to arrive at NOC code, because right now the system does not the system of express entry profile, it does not take into account the title. It takes into account the it would take into account 5 digit code. That means you need to know the numeric code. Okay, that is why your search should begin with the title, with the function, and anything that best describes you, so in order to arrive at 5 digit code. All right, so I have chosen version 2021 over here. For example, let's start with engineering manager. Okay, So in version 2021, there are two kind of engineering manager: computer information system manager and engineering manager. Okay, if you look at the code, this is 20010. Okay, and let me open this same in another window just for the sake of comparison, so that you would be able to compare that. Okay, let me open version 2020 2016 over here. Okay, engineering manager. Okay, what was the code earlier? It was 0211. Now it is 20010. It was 0211. If I look at the job description, let's check the job description. Has anything changed with this particular NC? So in this tab, I have opened 2016 version. Okay, and in this tab, I'm going to open 2021 version. Let's see if there are changes, if there are differences. If you look closely, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 job description JDs over here. There are 6 again. So if I take a look, a quick view, I cannot spot any difference. That means if you have obtained a letter, if you have obtained a letter from your previous employer, or you are in the process of filing your application, that means you don't have to change anything with this particular NOC. Remember, this is just an example. It does not mean that nothing would change, because job description may change depending on your NOC, because the continuum of NOC is very wide. There can be different situation where you would find the difference in JD and their definition according to the new version. So I would ask you to be very careful that while choosing NOC. Let's try to find another very popular NOC. 0124. Everybody knows that 0124. Advertising, marketing, and public relationship manager. Okay, let's find this NOC over here by the job title in version 2021. And let's see how does this marketing manager. Okay, if you look here, it has advertising, marketing, public relations manager. The NOC is 10022 now. Okay, and if we click here, the previous version 0124 is a very popular NOC through which a lot of people have gone to Ontario under a provincial nomination. Okay, so if you look here, 2016 version of 0124 marketing manager, you would see that again it is been divided into the same. So I was, honestly speaking, I haven't checked it before, so I just found out that it is almost the same. Maybe some JD were changed, but overall it looks same. Okay, if you look at that, e-business manager, it says this is an evolving profession, so they have changed e-business manager to some extent. If you look at that, plan, organize, direct, there was this JD was there for very long, but they have changed it. They have changed a bit. They have added perhaps this thing: collaborate with collaborate with the advertising, marketing, and public relation to plan, blah blah blah. So you need to dig down and see that what exactly they talk about. I'm sure there are so many NOCs. They must have made changes in many NOCs. So you need to be prepared. Do not panic. Do one thing. After making these two changes, when the system accept your changes, do not forget to hit the continue button and submit. A lot of people would make the changes but would not submit their profile. Whenever you make a change to express entry profile, it is mandatory to click continue. Do not click save and exit, but click on continue. Answer the security question again, write your name again, first and last name again, and submit. Your express entry profile has to be in the pool in the submitted form all the time, so that system would consider you within the pool. Okay, so there are two important things. If you do not make the changes to your express entry profile, your profile would be rendered ineligible and you would lose your seniority in the profile, because you may be hit by tie breaking rule anytime. If that happens, you may lose your seniority in the pool. If you make the changes and you don't need to submit your profile again, because system would render your profile ineligible, that means you would retain your seniority compared to other. For example, what is tie breaking rule? If the system if your score is equal to the cutoff, 496 is your score and 496 is cutoff, that means the system would choose people who are at 496 on the basis of precisely who submitted profile when. And based on the second and microsecond, the system would identify that at 496 we are going to give 73 ITAs only, because the rest of the ITAs are for people with a higher score. But profile whose CRS is matching with their cutoff, there are 73 profile. How system would, the 73 ITAs are left, and there are 120 people who have the same score. Then the system would pick up 73 people based on the time when they submitted the profile. That is how you can get impacted. You can get impacted by the type breaking rule. So let me sum up what we have just said, that if you have received an application, if you received if you are in the, if you've received an idea, you are immune to that. If you have uh, hold on please, let me share that screen again. So we have discussed three situation over here. Okay, first I introduced what is tier based system. Secondly, we discussed that what to do when ITA is received before 16th November. You don't need to take any action. You would continue as if nothing happened. Okay. If your application would be submitted before 16th of November, that means you received an AOR before that. That means you also don't need to make the changes. Then the largest number of people who would be impacted by this are the people who are in express entry profile pool, and they have to take two actions. One, change their year and their NOCs in the primary NOC selection, and in each work experience they are going to claim points for. Secondly, they have to make sure that they would submit their profile after making the changes, so that their profile is not saved in their profile is basically not saved in the draft form. That is the most important part that you have to do. All right, now we have certainty what action do we need to take and how to go about it. You don't need to like or subscribe, like this video or subscribe this channel, but if this video helps you in any way, please remember me in your prayers. That would be more than enough for me. You are not supposed to subscribe this channel, just stay alert and make very good use of the knowledge and experience and understanding of immigration law that I've just shared with you. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching this. See you in Canada.